Brad here with Mild Manner DDC. So over this past weekend, here in June, I guess, the very end of June, a package showed up on my porch, and I checked it out, and sure enough, it was from Blade HQ. Always get excited, right, when you see that BHQ and that little fulfillment number or whatever they've got there, your order number. And lying within was the highly anticipated, much sought after WE Knives Banter. That's right. This is the knife designed by What Is Up Guys, Ben Peterson himself. Very cool little knife. One that he had sketched out and worked with the good people over at WE to make this happen. So it's definitely a labor of love for him, and it's always awesome to see somebody, especially, a guy like Ben who seems like such a cool guy, be able to get his creative mind actually out into fruition, right? Something accomplished there. So that's really cool. So congratulations to you, Ben. Great accomplishment and cool knife. Now, we're not going to do the traditional review that we might do. Normally, I'd do probably a classic mild manner review for this knife. But we're going to do something a little different today. I thought, since there's already a lot of reviews out there, I'll throw some specs up on the screen here. But then I thought what would be more fun is kind of just, I just cataloged my day carrying this around. So it was my first carry with the knife. I opened the package, I carried it, and just kind of went throughout my day and took some funny pictures. And I thought I would share with you those where the banter accompanied me as I went about my daily activities on Sunday. Actually, it was over the Sunday on this last weekend. So with that, I do think maybe, though, I will do a couple of size comparisons. And just so you know, I do have some other plans for maybe a little bit more of a traditional review. Well, that's not true. It's actually going to be, I'm going to do a knife bartitsu with this and another knife, which I think is funny. So Spyderco Capara Benchmade Bug Out. There you go. Just to give you some quick comparisons of this knife before I kind of walk you through my first day with the Banter. There's a mild-mannered Swiss Army knife for you. So yeah, pretty darn reasonably sized knife, which is cool. So here we go. So I found this on the porch, as I mentioned, immediately went to the garage and opened it up, and, was the usual fun stuff you get in a package. Came with a couple of little fun things, the WE Knives Banter sticker, which I thought was pretty cool, et cetera, et cetera. After that, I came back into the house. So this was in the morning, came back into the house and sort of assembled my gear for the day, took a picture. Took it out on my front lawn and took a picture so that I could, I was out on my front lawn actually doing other things. And I thought, I might as well do the post while I'm out here. So did my pocket dump and threw that up on Instagram. Here's the picture of that. And then I went on and decided to go ahead and get my day started underway in earnest. So the first chore I had to do for the day was go to the landfill. That's right. I had a bunch of stuff I had to get rid of, an old barbecue and a bunch of other stuff. So went to the landfill. So here's a pic of me entering the landfill. And it took forever to get in the landfill. Oh my gosh. It was like, the lines in and out. It was like, it took forever. Anyways. After that, decided I would go and grab some lunch. So here's me with my Banter and the Jimmy John's sandwich that I picked up. Also a pickle, because I always get a pickle. Love pickle. And actually, Jimmy John's has some really good pickles. And I'm kind of a pickle snob. So I'm more of a pickle snob than I am a knife snob. So there you go. After that, decided to go do some shopping that we needed to do. I picked up this, went and did some shopping. So I thought that was fun. And then from there, made some snacks up for the kids. So you can see there, we've got some apples and, of course, some fancy Tillamook cheese. The Granny Smith apple and some Tillamook cheese. Doesn't get much more Pacific Northwest than that for a snack for your kids, right? Then after that, I said to myself, you know what? If we're going to do that, let's, I owe this knife a little bit of I don't know. Ben is such an outdoorsy guy. He clearly just, hiking and climbing and doing all that stuff. He deserves more effort than me just going to the dump and cutting up apples and eating a sandwich. So I decided that I would scale. I would ascend. I would put the crampons on. I would rope myself up and I would ascend. I would take this banter and ascend to the very highest peak I could find. And in fact, this knife managed to get, and I snapped a photo of it because it was remarkable, and I wanted everyone to be. I had to document it, and I thought it was the least I could do for Ben, right? And so I got this knife all the way on the very tip top of the coldest Rocky Mountain I could find. Here you go. Yeah, so after that harrowing event, and I descended the summit and came back to the house, I decided that I would do some steak trimming, get some dinner trimmed up. We were barbecuing, so went ahead and did that, and then ended my day with the banter in the shower. That's right. So there we are. So that's a day in the pocket with Brad. Listen, I hope you found that entertaining. This is a really cool knife. It's to be honest with you, it had a couple things that surprised me. It's got a much smoother action than I expected, and I don't know why I didn't expect that to be as good as it was. It is a WE knife after all. It's got G10 handles. It's a liner lock. There's no blade play, no blade rock. It's got all the great fit and finish you would expect from a WE knife. I really dig the What Is Up Guys logo. I think it's just unique and fun. As I mentioned, I think S35VN blade, deep carry pocket clip, in and out of the pocket pretty darn easy, with recessed screws, by the way. And even this, the back side of the pivot screw here, I mean, they've got the nice WE one here, but the this is flat and recessed, or at least flush as well, which I thought was a nice touch. So, like I said, with the action, and it's fun. So it's fun to thumb flick, but it's also pretty darn easy to finger flick out as well, which I think is really pretty cool. And this is just a comfy knife. And I think somebody commented that it was a lot smaller than they thought, I think on one of my Instagram feeds, and that's right. It is a little bit smaller than I thought it would be, but it actually has a pretty darn decent sized blade. And when it's all packed up here, it's a pretty I feel like it's a lot of knife for its footprint. So I think that's pretty darn neat. So anyways, this is, this was kind of a fun way to do sort of a first look. I like to usually carry my knives for a few more days before I do a full review. And I know there are already some good reviews out there, and you should go watch those too. But I wanted to kind of give you this and do something fun, so you got to see a little bit of a mild-mannered day out there, or gosh, it was just boring. Maybe my day was just boring. Welcome to my daily adventures.
Boring.
So this is what that knife got to see on its first day of carry. I enjoyed carrying it in my pocket. It was a fun knife. It did every job I needed it to do, both documented and otherwise. So, hopefully they'll be getting more batches of these in soon. I know they went really, really quickly. So it'd be great. It'd be great if more people had an opportunity to pick this up, especially at the price, 107 or 17 bucks or whatever it is, 117. That's really, really a good value for S35, for the quality here, and just a fun knife. So, and you get a little piece of Ben in your pocket, right? And who doesn't want that? I immediately regret even phrasing it that way. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it was fun. It was fun for me. Nice job, Ben. I really enjoyed your knife. I am enjoying it. It's a keeper. And with that, stay safe out there, everybody. Be mild-mannered to one another, and all the best.